have a, thank you. If you're triggered and have a somatic reaction, call me afterwards and I'll talk with you. I don't want anybody leaving here being triggered by something and not having it resolved. That's not healthy. And take what resonates with you and leave the rest. We should always only take what information resonates with us and use it in our reality. You are the creator of your reality. So you get to choose what's right for you. You are the creator of your reality. Not me or anybody else's beliefs, you. And we're all right. No one's wrong. And so I'm gonna say, I'm gonna open with the Heartbreak and Coherence, and I'm gonna set the intention that we all open our hearts and we create this beautiful space of love. We are creating a connected morphogenic field, and so our power is very strong, and we can clear a lot of stuff in the collective, a lot of the old paradigm that we don't want to use anymore for our new creation. So it is not as kindled in the field, and then other people who are also trying to walk out of this programming and create a new reality, it will not be as prominent for them to connect to and create with. So we're going to putting new information, not new information, we're activating new information in the field with new vibration. And I choose to do it from the space of love, oneness, connectivity, and divinity. So we're in a circle, okay? We're using our imagination. We're in a circle and we're holding hands, okay? And as we're doing this, you can set your own intention. Okay. And I'm setting the intention. Do I have everybody's permission? Is there anybody I don't have permission? We're good. Okay. So I'm setting the intention to create a massive morphogenic field of love, of high vibrational energy. We're all connected through our hearts. We're all one. We have always been one, and we will always be one. So we're going to do the Heartbreak Coherence meditation. We're going to get our mind and our body, our heart and our brain on the same frequency, same vibration, so we can resonate. So you're going to breathe in to the count of 4, hold it to the count of 8, and breathe out to the count of 8. And I'm going to go through 3 cycles with you. And while you're doing this, I want you to put your awareness on your heart and think of an experience which will give you great gratitude or awe. And you're using that experience, the image in your mind, to raise the cellular vibration in your body. Okay. Can everybody mute their computers, please? Thank you. Okay. So pull up the image, create the emotion, put your awareness in your heart. I want you to put your face up toward the sky, toward the heavens, toward the divine, which is inside you. And I want you to smile. And I'm going to walk you through 3 breaths. So we're going to breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just keep breathing like that. I'm calling in the divine energies of love, of light, of unity, of beauty, and of oneness. And the violet flame is coursing, all circling around you, circling around your head, circling around your neck, all around your body, down your spinal cord. It's fluid and it's sparkling silver and lavender. And it's filling throughout all of your organs, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your spleen, your digestive organs, your reproductive organs. It's going down your hands, your arms, all the way to the tip of your hands, through the vortexes in your hands. It's completely filled all the way, and it's flowing down your legs, down to your feet, out your toes, the vortexes in your feet, to the center of our Mother Earth. And she's projecting it back to us as our Father, Son, our Creator is projecting it down. And it's meeting in our hearts and exploding into love and radiant beauty and oneness. We are connected. Our hearts are open. Our hearts are open. And you can tap on your heart a few times. And just tell your heart to open, open. Oh, my heart, my beautiful heart. I love thee. That is where I reside. That is where love is burned. That is the home of the divine within me. We request that you open. For we are here in the presence of love, the presence of unity and oneness. We thank you for this space that we may commune at this time. We thank you for helping us learn how to reprogram our unconscious mind, that we may be renewed in mind, body, and spirit. We then can again attune and connect with the high vibrational energies of love and co-create with you, O Great Spirit. We deeply desire, most of all, to be one with thee and to co-create from the mind of love. Oh, and in your mind, you're going to picture a telephone, and you're going to put it up to your ear. And when we're doing this, we're telling ourselves to listen and pay attention, because we connect with them, communicate with them in images, in concepts, and our breath, and our emotions. And all of those are high right now. And so we are connected, beautiful cells. Oh, beautiful cells. Oh, we love you. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful vessel. So that we may experience form. We may know ourselves experientially. Thank you for this radiant gift. We adore thee, we honor thee, and we love thee. We request that upon division, we instruct that upon division, you signal change, signal growth and digestion, signal health and well-being, signal telomerase production to protect the telomeres on the end of our chromosomes. So our blueprints, our new blueprints, based on love of our new human paradigm, will stay intact and our body will stay healthy. Count only every other year. Maintain perfect health, perfect structure. Maintain perfect flexibility, endurance, and strength. And we thank you. We thank you. And we will listen. We will listen when you tell us what you need. And we will serve you as you have served us. Thank you. And so it is.
And so it
Okay.
is.
And so it is. And so we are. All right. So we're going to reprogram your body. We have to reprogram all four of the bodies: the mind, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical bodies. And what needs to happen is that we need to get them all on the same vibration, so that they're all aligned, so we can maintain a coherent signal. That's a synergistic signal instead of a chaotic one. Right now, they're all on different vibrations, and so our signal is just chaotic, and we can't connect to the divine. And so these low vibrations, we are connected to a low vibrational matrix that is based on a paradigm of fear, lack, and competition. And I think all of you here desire to get out of that, because it's time to get out of that. And the time is now. We have the chance, and we're already doing it, and we're already there, and we are already complete and healthy and whole and perfect. And we are loving our bodies, our instruments, so that they may resonate with our desires and co-create with us, because we can't create without our body. So I'm going to focus on the mind today. Yeah. And when you have to recreate your identity, you have to recreate your source, who your creator is, and you have to recreate your environment, your space. You have to recreate your time and your purpose. And I got a channel that came in just shortly before this, and so it was requested. Well, I was told that I'm going to read this, and it's really amazing. And I'm going to read it slow. And if you don't understand it all, it doesn't matter. And if you do, that's great. But if you don't, that's okay, because a lot of times I'm talking to your unconscious mind. So don't feel like I don't understand what she's saying, because then you're just going against yourself, right? We have to create new loving thoughts. And so you're not less than if you don't understand any of this. It took me several years of working really hard to conceptualize this. And when you don't have this concept of what we are moving into and what you are doing to recreate your mind, we often feel we're out of control. I have no way to help myself. I have no way to shift, because I can't even think of and conceptualize what it is that I need to do. And that is true for the new earth that we're creating. And so we're coming up with all new concepts. And so we're starting at ground zero. And everything is going to be trial and error, but it can't be based on the past. And we're not going to bring the past into the future. So it's really important to get rid of the old stories. And I validate everyone's experience deeply, deeply. But, okay, maybe that's not quite good. No buts. If you want to get out of that, you have to stop rehearsing it. You have to stop thinking it. You have to stop speaking it, because you are being it when you're doing that. And you're literally recreating it. And we slip back into the stories because that's what we have done for eons. So try to stay awake in presence and catch yourself when you're talking about the past. And get it out of there. Don't get mad at it. Just recognize it and just go, nope. And then pull up something new. If you can't think of something but good from the past, make something up. It doesn't matter. We need good thoughts, okay? So try to not think and speak about the past. And I'm not taking away your experience, but we're moving into the future, and I'm trying to help you do that. Okay, so I'm going to just read what was given to me, and then I'm going to break it down into smaller parts so that it's understandable, and then you can know what to do. So if you have pencil and paper, I don't know if you do, but if you can grab some, that would be great. And then also, since a lot of this just came in, I'm going to type it all out and put it on the Harmony House Facebook group. I'm going to Colorado this week, and my son's going to help me set stuff up. So, okay. Only through that which we seek, only through the love of that which we seek, can we create the alchemical reactions necessary to bring it forth into our lives. So you have to love it 1,000,000% to create it. If you don't want it that bad, it's not going to happen. And to attain what we desire, you must first become the person that deserves it. And that's what we're doing today. Recreating the mind, recreating the identity, the person that deserves what it is you desire. If you are not being, thinking, feeling, being, experiencing from the person that you desire, it will not come, because you have to be it to get it. We create reality from right to left, okay? From right to left. It's not this way, it's backwards. Okay, renewing the mind. Being a presence, not character. The vibrational quality of your energetic state of mind. A mind is birthed from an environment of doubt. A mind that's birthed from an environment of doubt produces beliefs of division, competition, lack, and fear. It produces a mind that qualifies those outside of you as other. The external projected reality is then believed to be the true reality, when in fact, the opposite is true. Your internal reality is the true reality. The seed of doubt of our source is the true cause of feelings of abandonment and separation from our Creator. We are then disconnected from our origin and the creative energetic power that is our birthright. It is the power that's necessary to become a deliberate creator. Because we are focused only outward, we have lost our identity and are ever seeking it in others, whom we are unaware of are our own projections. We seek our origin, our creator, ourself, outside of ourselves, in the manifested dream, forgetting that we are the dreamer who's dreaming the movie you see outside of yourself. The gift of the dreamer is not the outward reflection, but the somatic vibrational feelings of the body. The gift is not the movie, for without the somatic vibrational feelings, you could not experience your true essence. And those are the feelings which make you feel alive. Without feelings, life would be meaningless. It's the meanings that define our perceptions, and the quality of the mind behind the meanings determines their value. Postures of the mind are symbols that represent electric frequencies. The symbolic postures are pictorial concepts we have labeled thoughts that are vibrationally manifested into words. Okay. And so I will put that in the Facebook of Harmony House. And you should read it over and over. Read it, even if you don't understand it. Read it over and over. It will sink in, it will get in, and it will actually just activate light codes in your body, in your biology, and it will activate light codes in your DNA, which will help you to tame your body or reprogram your body when we get to that part. Okay, so read it. I'll put it up there. Read it over and over. Like, read it a couple times a day. Okay. And so to renew the mind, first step, to renew the mind, you have to restructure the mind. And so reprogram. And the first step is resource. Okay. So you have to get a new source of information. The second step is reself. We have to create a new presence. The third step is reset. So you have to create a new space. The fourth step is reposition. So you have to create a new time. The fifth step is repurpose. So you have to make a new proposal. And the sixth step is review what you just created before. And then the seventh step is to renew your world image. And those are the steps that we are going to go over today. Okay. So your mind right now, all of that story in your mind is merely imagination. It doesn't exist anywhere but in your mind. They're invisible thoughts, and they're not even your own. Those thoughts and those concepts are in the field of creation, and we draw them to us from the basis of our mind. What comes before the mind, the paradigm, if it's lack, fear, and competition, which is what we are in now. And so the vibration of the mind, the vibration of the body, the emotions, and our focus of attention. So we have to, first step is of renewing the mind, is to resource. So what you need to do is, what I want you to do is to write down what your source is now. What is the source? Where did you come from? Where did you originate from? Who made you? Who created you? Us humans, did we just, explode and blow up, or did we just come from, evolution of seeds to fish to apes, all of that? What is your belief? Okay, so write the one that you have now, and then I want you to write the one that you desire, because you get to decide who your source is and where it lives and what it desires. And a lot of our religious teachings have taught us that our sources, I'll just speak from my experience. I was taught that I was born a sinner, okay, from my religion. And there are no bad people. And religion, oftentimes, as we all know, has been used for reasons of control and manipulation. And so the dogma in it has been changed or redefined. Things have been taken out or put in. And so I was told that I was born a sinner. And so from as long as I can remember, then I was in fear because I'm a sinner. And I was taught that I had to earn love so I could not be a sinner anymore. And then God would receive me. And so I spent my life creating problems so that I could try to overcome them and earn favor in the eyes of my Creator so that I could be loved. And that almost killed me. It led me a life of fear, lacking self, no protectors, constant anxiety, depression, ended up getting ill, 2 huge accidents. And then the second time being on all those pain meds, got addicted to pain meds. I was isolated. I had no ability to function in society. And then I ended up drinking. I just wanted to get the heck out of here. And that was actually the best thing I ever did, was drink, because it gave me just enough pain to scream loud enough for help. I couldn't hold back anymore. I had muted myself for years. So you do really get to decide who your Creator is and define it how it is. And I define my Creator as love. And my Creator, I am birthed from the image of love. Therefore, I am love. And so my goal then, my new identity, was to be love. Okay. So resource. So you have to find your new source. Put your old source and then your new source. And when you do this, I want you to really put thought into it, like deep, inter reflection, not external, into your heart and your feeling of what would God be to you. If you were a creator, what would that be to you? If you birthed the child, what kind of a parent would you be to that child? And so you get to define that, and don't take this lightly, because if you do this all the way, you can only have to do it once. Okay. And I can give you all the tools, but it's the effort that you put into it. And all of you are worth it, because we've all had enough pain and we are all tired of this, and we're all ready for a new human paradigm that's based on love, cooperation, and abundance. And that's where I'm going. That's the direction I'm headed. And I'm assuming all of you are here, who are here, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So create a new creator, resource. Okay. And then the second one is redefine. So who am I? And right now, our cells are programmed in character, meaning, who am I? I'm Beth, and I'm born on this Earth planet, and I live in Florida, and this was my childhood, and this was my marriage, and these are my kids, and this happened to me. All this stuff that I said before, which isn't even true. It isn't true. That's not even real anymore. It's not true. That's a lie from eons ago. Okay. So our cells are programmed in character, and all of the information that's in the cells is from your parents, from the lineage, from the collective. And so and then in the first 7 years of our life, we're also downloading all the information. We're in theta, which is hypnosis. We're downloading everything we think, hear, smell, see, taste, touch, everything. And that goes into the data bank too, of who am I? And that's the information, the source that we're getting our information from. And so redefine yourself, because you can be character. You can make yourself a character in this new paradigm that you are, but you are the presence before the character. So the essence of your character. And I chose love. And interestingly enough, I just sat down one day and I think I told you this. I was riding my bike, and so I was thinking, and the little God voice in my head said, that's not you, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's just a story that you've just been telling yourself over and over. You can change that at any time. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just a story in your head. It's not running. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it is just a story. And I laughed so hard. It's just like, I have been like, and I'm not discounting anybody's experience, but I have spent all that time upset and over a story. None of it was happening anymore. Like, what was happening in that moment was I was riding my bike. That's all that was happening. And I wasn't even enjoying all the beauty around me, because I was thinking about something that happened a long time ago. So I wasn't present. And so I laughed. I got home and I pretended I had a zipper and unzipped this uniform, and I stepped out of it, and I actually did it. Okay. And then I hung it on the hook, and I said, okay, who am I? And I sat down and I said, okay, so what are my beliefs? What are my morals and values? Okay. And write it out. I wrote it out. My morals and values are, what do I like? What are my beliefs? What do I think is right? What are my rules that I want to live this new identity from? And so I wrote compassion and empathy and love and forgiveness and cooperation and unity and acceptance and tolerance and all of those things. And I didn't just write them. I thought about it. Okay. I did a lot of introspection in what really for me was what I wanted to be, because this is what I was going to be. And I was making an oath when I wrote this, and I said, this is all I can be. This is all I will be. So I didn't take it lightly. And so I wrote them all down, and I just was sitting there looking at them and feeling into it. And interestingly enough, I didn't write love. And so that was when I said, oh, I'm love. That's what I am. And so do that. And when you're doing it, journal. If things come up for you while you're writing this down, journal about it. So you can understand yourself better and be able then better to step out of what you don't want and into what you want. And then I want you to, when you write those down, the attributes of your new identity, I want you to write down why. Like where did you get those attributes? Where did they come from? Did they come from somebody else, or did they come from you? And because when you're creating a new identity, again, you want it to come from you and not from what you've been taught from out there somewhere else, not from the past, from the present. And yes, you can use, some other things, but recognize, am I just writing these down because that's what I believed before, or do I really believe this? And so why do you believe this? And where did these beliefs come from? Do they come from you, from your heart inside? Or do they come from what you've been taught? And it can be either. But I just want you to check and feel into that if they come from you. Because this is you. You are creating you. No one else is creating you. You are creating you. And however you define yourself as presence. Okay. You can be, I want to be the presence of hate. I want to be the presence of anger. I want to be the presence of fear. You can choose whatever you want. I don't suggest it. We're all that a lot of times anyway. And that's what we're walking out of. But so choose your presence and not character. And then you can live from the identity of presence. And of course, as we're in this world, right, others are going to see you as a character. Like my children still see me as their mother and the story and the past. But inside of me, I don't see myself that way at all. And as a matter of fact, I don't even see my children as my children anymore. My children are adults, they have their own lives, and I see them as souls having their own journey. So they don't belong to me. I don't get to define them. I don't get to tell them what they can and cannot do because they are souls on their own journey. I get the privilege of experiencing being a mother with them, and it was beautiful. So, yes, so others can use you as a character, but when you are being in presence, you are not in character. You're just in the presence of love. And that's a transition because you've been in this character for so long. Okay, so right now, you're just recreating your mind. You're creating a new mind. Okay. 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 And then when you have that complete, your presence, okay, so you have it, this is who I am, and this is what I believe, and this is why I believe it. Put a symbol on it. Put a symbol. Create a symbol in your mind of what that is. So you could put a cross, like if that's what we have a lot now. That's the symbol. And when we look at the cross, right, we think of an identity, okay? And our biological computer, mind-body complex, works in symbols and concepts. So create a symbol that defines you and create it really firmly. Think into it. Don't just grab something. Make it meaningful, this symbol, because it's going to be the anchor, okay? It's going to be the anchor that you're going to create from, okay, in your mind. And so it's much easier then. You can make this definition of who you are and the essence behind the defining who you are. The essence is love. And this is how I define myself. with all of these forgiveness, joy, all of those expressions of love. Okay. So that this symbol then is you can just pull up that symbol when you're creating. You don't have to pull up all those words and all that stuff. And when you pull up that symbol, the body is going to know what you want. Okay, so it makes it quick and easy. This is a communication device between your mind and your body. Okay, and I didn't say when you renew your resource. So when you create your new source, your new creator, where you came from, your origin, create a symbol for that also. And again, make it personal. Make it count. Feel it when you make these symbols, okay? Don't just go, I'll use the cross. No, you're going to pull it up inside your mind and in your heart, and you're going to go really think and ponder on that. What symbol does all of this represent of my essence and how I'm going to express my essence? Okay. So make it count, make it meaningful, anchor it into your biology. And you will have to do this over and over throughout the day, but really firmly make it. Don't, because it's very important. It's very important. And then the third one is the setting. Where am I? Where am I? And where am I is your tool of navigation for imagination. Okay. And it's the space. Where am I is the space. Okay. And so my space is, I am in Earth University. That's where I am. I am in Earth University, and I'm here studying, learning how to be love, become love better and better and better, and practicing every day to be love, experience myself as love, and to express myself as love. So I need the space, and I am in Earth University, okay? And then create a symbol for that also. And it could be, like, mine's a tree. Mine's a tree. Because I love the trees. They're my best friends. They're so aligned. They're good practice for me. So create the symbol of where you are. So you're creating a new space. Okay. And so when you are creating, then that is the space that you're going to create from. And you can pull up that symbol. Okay. And again, make it purposeful. Think into it. Feel into it. Be it. Anchor it into your biology. Okay. And remember, we're going to do before and after on all of these. Okay. And I will put this in the Facebook page too. I want you to do what it is now and what you're changing it. So you're going to have two of these. Okay. This is what I was, and this is what I am now. Okay. And then the fourth one is, when am I? When am I? So that's your sense of time. Okay, that's your sense of time. And we create with time. And so when am I is, I am in 12th grade. That's my time. Okay, so this is the level of my essence of love and expression of love is. I'm in 12th grade. 12 is the number for the earth creation. And then I want you to remember what it was before, okay? When am I? When am I now? It was in Florida, in my house. It's a whole different way of thinking, okay? When am I is, I'm 57. When am I is, it's 7:40. Okay, this is a whole different way of using time. Okay, because we're leaving time and space and we're going into space-time. Okay. So when am I? It's just now. When am I now? Okay. So before, we have to go through time to experience space. And now we are in space experiencing time. So where am I? In nurse school. And when am I? I'm in, what time is time? Is I'm in 12th grade. So it's a whole new concept that we're switching over to. And that's what the new paradigm is that we are creating from. Because we are moving from 3D into 5D into space-time. So we're going to create a space. I'm in Earth University, and a time. I'm in 12th grade. Not, and previously it was, I am in time. It's October, or what is it, November 22nd. And I am in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm going to my son's in Colorado. Okay, that's a whole completely different paradigm, and we're shifting out of that. So we need to think now in space-time and not time-space. Okay, and I know it might be confusing in conceptualizing, okay, but I will write it down, and I have a whole week off, okay, and I will put it in the Facebook group, so you can see it, you can copy it, you can have it with you. And again, make an anchor, make a symbol, okay, a symbol for what that means for you, because we create with symbols, conceptual symbols. And when we are pulling up it in the mind, then we just pull up that symbol, okay. And then the body, you're constructing the body on what state of being it goes with that symbol. So what emotional state, what emotions go with that. Okay. And then the fifth one is, what do I want? So repurpose and getting a new purpose. Repurpose. Yeah. And what's your purpose now? Okay, my old purpose was I'm going to get married, and have kids, and work as a nurse, and get old and die. Nope, not anymore. My purpose is to be the greatest, most amazing, powerful expression of love that I could possibly be in every moment of now. That's my purpose. So are you feeling into that? Feel into that. That's a huge difference, okay? We are all here having our own individual human experience. Maybe I should say that I am here having my own individual human experience. Okay. You guys get to decide that for yourself. I don't want to speak for you. Okay. And then, okay. Okay, new purpose. Okay, and then you're going to create a symbol, remember, and feel it, and anchor into it, like fully feel it. Do I really want this? What is this that I want? You have to really, it's really important, not just writing it, okay? It's really important to feel it. What is it that you want? And the writing it, okay, that's a posture. And that's also now instructing themselves in your body. But today we're just going to talk about the mind. Okay. And okay. So when you have all that, then you will do a review. Okay. So review. I'm going to look it over and I'm going to feel all through it. Does this feel right? Is this what the new mind that I want to be? My creator is love. This is my creator is love. He loves me unconditionally. I can do no wrong in the eyes of love. Love creates love, and love is flawless. And I am love, so my essence is love. And I'm here to learn and grow in love, to be better and better in love, to experience myself as love. And to express myself as love. So, okay. So I reviewed it. This is where I am. Yep, I'm going to be in Earth School. I'm going to be in 12th grade. Okay. So that's my space and my time. And my purpose is to be the best expression of love that I can be. And I'm going to create a symbol, a deep, meaningful symbol for myself for all of those things. And I'm going to reflect the old to the new. Okay. So this is a transference of an identity. So you want to do the old and the new, so you can see the difference. Okay. And when you do that, you are reviewing it and re-imaging. Okay. Reimagine, imagination, you're re-imaging. Okay. And then your mind is renewed. And you nude, N-E-W, and K-N-E-W. So new mind and new knowings. Okay. And those meanings that you're going to define your perceptions by are going to come from all of these things that you just said. Okay. The perceptions are going to come from I'm created. My creator is love, and that's my source. So all my references, and it's within me. So all my references are from within me. Okay. And I am going to learn how to be love. And now you wrote down, right? You define yourself so you know what love is, the expressions of love, or whatever you choose it to be. I'm just using my example. And so these are the framework, the basic structure of what I create with. And they are what I desire to be in every moment of now for myself to the best of my ability at that time. Nobody's ever going to be perfect at this. We are all learning and growing. And that's why we're here. And then, and then I'm in school. I'm in Earth School. I'm in 12th grade, and I'm here to grow and learn. And I get to define it, not anybody else. I get to define life for myself from the mind of love. And love doesn't fear. Love doesn't die. Love thinks and feels in lessons. Love doesn't think and feel in division. And this is a big shift. But when you shift your thinking, your mind, and then we shift your biology with that too, it really does happen. It really does happen. Because none of this is metaphor, okay? None of this is metaphor. This is just fact. And I tell people all the time, your thoughts become things and your emotions fuel them. And where your focus goes, your energy goes, and you're creating. And so if you knew that your thoughts could kill you, would you think those thoughts? And I'm serious. Your thoughts kill you, okay? This is not like pretend. You are born in the image of the creator. You are the creator. And you're creating now with the mind of love, or whatever you want to be. And so our thoughts are reflected in the body. They instruct our body on what physical state to create. And Raj was here. I don't know if he left, but he was saying, about preparing for death. Oh, there it is. We are thinking. It's really mind-boggling to me now. But of course, I was the same. But we're like spending it then now, like preparing for death. Like I'm going to die, and we're thinking it. And guess what? When you're thinking it and you're doing everything to prepare for it, or like I'm going to save all this money, so then when life stops happening, I can be happy. You are killing yourself. literally killing yourself. This is not metaphor, people. This is not. You are a creator. And if you're going to be a deliberate creator, then you have to be a disciple of your mind. You have to be watching what's up there all the time. And I was dying. Okay, I was in bed 15 years. I had all these accidents. I had surgeries, transplant surgery. I had tubes coming out everywhere and all that stuff. I was in bed. It was just horrible. And then I got addicted to all that stuff. And it was just like, I just want to get out of here. I was done. It was hell. And then when I learned this, the first thing I learned is thoughts. You're not your thoughts. I'm like, what? I'm not my thoughts. Well, why not? Why didn't somebody tell me that like a long time ago? That I could not be leaving all that stuff in my head. Okay, you're not your thoughts. You get to tell them to go away. Okay. And so when you know that your thoughts will kill you and poison you, because it will show up in the body like that, like literally it did for me. It showed up in my body. I was sick, very sick. And I was on 15 medicines. I was dying and I was ready to go. It was just horrible. And it was my mind, okay? And when I figured this out, I was like, all right, I'm going in. I'm going full in, because I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing, because look at what this is. So I'll just try this because I don't know what else to do. And so I forced myself to stay aware of my thinking. And I refused to allow myself to think those thoughts. So when it came in, and my body was in pain, like I was in pain. I was not well. I was very unwell. I had chronic pain for years. And I said, no. I said, no, you're a liar. I don't believe you. You're funny. Go take a nap. And I forced myself to move and get up and do the things that I didn't want to do. You just have to do them both in order to heal it. So your thoughts will kill you, or your thoughts will heal you, literally. And it took me time. It wasn't perfect at it. And at first I was getting very frustrated, and I started yelling at it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, what am I doing? Like, that's negativity. Okay. And so because we are steeped in these teachings of I'm born a sinner, I'm flawed, we don't love ourselves, and we are trying to earn love. And because we think that's real outside and not inside, then we're looking out there for people to love us and looking for God or the hero to come rescue us. Okay. And so your thoughts will kill you, literally. They used to live for a couple hundred years. Like, that's not like just fantasy in the Bible. That's true. Okay. And so when I changed my thinking, I refused to listen to what my body was telling me. I was telling my body, no, we are well, 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 we are well. And those thoughts came in. I said, no, I drew up beautiful thinking in my mind. I thought of beautiful things, maybe I evoke those emotions so my body would believe that that was real. And I literally did it in about 4 months. But I did it all the way. All the way. I put signs all over my house so I could stay awake. So I was seeing all the time. I was seeing the new world and not the old. And I didn't even know then that words are frequencies. So I actually had surrounded myself with loving frequencies. Okay. So it just healed over time. It just healed. And I got off all those meds, and slowly, little by little, it was amazing. I did the constant affirmations all the time. I had to Google affirmations. Okay. I didn't even know what, I couldn't even think of good things about myself. Seriously, that's pretty bad. But it feels horrible now that I couldn't think that about myself. Yeah. Wow. And so I did affirmations. So the thinking. Okay. The thinking they're alchemical, and they are instructing the body on what to create. Okay? And we are actually, what we're getting is concepts, and then we are translating them into words that come into words, manifest into spoken word. Okay? So when the concepts are like the symbol, okay, and so that's why you're creating a new symbol for the new identity. Okay, so it's very important. Okay. So your thoughts will kill you, just like a gun. It's the same. Take longer. It's a lot more painful. Not always. People kill themselves with their thoughts, like they get in a car accident, like literally from thoughts. And that may sound like what, but no, really, truly, you are a creator. Okay, and we're moving into 5D. We are becoming deliberate creators. So right now, things are manifesting in front of my eyes, like almost immediately now. It's absolutely amazing. It's if you spent time in my house, you might get afraid. It's pretty freaky here, but it's amazing. So it's so cool. You guys, you have to do this. That's why you're here. That's your birthright. Do it. You're worth it. It's fun. Okay. And then repurpose. Oh, I already went through that. Did I? Yep. So okay. So redefining, so I can renew and have new meanings. And that's been fun for me. Okay, new meanings in my mind, because I make up cute little stories in my head, and it's fun where other people are seeing something predefined. Like, we look at reality, and which of course is from the inside out, so from the mind, but we are creating on somebody else's definition of what things are. Okay, you get to create your own definition of what things are. And so I'm on a treasure hunt, and everybody holds a clue for me. And so I'm like really aware when I'm with people or what they're going to tell me. And it's the words between the lines, or the meanings between the lines. And so now, and I just stayed awake and aware, and I used my symbols inside, and now their symbols are reflected outside. And so I know what things mean. So it's a communication system. Okay. So if you create a symbol, like for me of a tree, so when I see a tree, that's reflected inside me as a concept of what I want, a definition of communication. Okay. So these are the qualities. Okay, we're writing down the old qualities and the new qualities. Okay, the quality of my source, so resource, the quality of my self, so reself, the quality of my space, so reset, the quality of my time, so reposition, the quality of my proposal, repurpose, and then review, renew, reimage, and now. That was a good one. I didn't have that one. I had to write it down. Renew, because we're in the now. Okay. Okay, so that's the structure. Okay. And so you have to take time to decide what you want that to be for you. And so I reconfigured my mind. I recreated my creators in my mind. I recreated my identity, my love. I gave the attributes to my identity. That is my beliefs, my morals, and my values. Okay. And then I recreated my space. Where I am is in Earth School. And I recreated my time. Where I am, I'm in 12th grade in Earth School. And I recreated my purpose. I am here to learn to be the best version of that I can be, experience myself as that, and express myself as that. And And so I have reimaged myself, renewed myself in the Renewal. So this is the structure. And again, take time to do this. This is really important because we are creators. This is a gift. And this body is a gift. And this beautiful, magnificent space that we live in is a gift. And we've had enough of the old stuff. I think we all are tired of that. And so if we renew our minds and think from the new mind, we will create from the new mind, and we will create beauty. And I'm living proof that it works, because I don't speak it, just speak it. I live it. Do I live it, Marie?
Yes, you read my mind. I was just thinking, if anyone were here, they would see that what you're speaking is a living, breathing reality. And yes, you do.
I do. And so I'm here to be the best version of love that I can be. So if I'm not being loved, you need to tell me. Seriously, tell me. And I don't take it as criticism. I take that as love, because that's my goal. You guys have whatever you want, but that's my goal. And you are all my reflections, all my expressions. And so call me out, please.
Well, there have been a few moments, a few times that we've done, and your response was, "Oh my, thank you." Yes, it
feels like poison. It feels like poison now, because I have embodied that. My cells are now at that high vibration, and when the low vibrations come in, it's always right here, and it's just, I can feel it before it even comes close, and I just nope. But sometimes, yeah, I'm unaware sometimes too. You know, it was really, Jana was saying this beautiful prayer the other day, and it was just gorgeous. And I corrected her on something, and I didn't even notice. She told me later. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, that was not good. She was expressing her beauty in that moment. That was her moment, and I corrected her. That's not good. I don't want to be that. I'm here to be love. And so I need to be made aware. And I'm requesting anyone who sees that I'm doing something that is, and sometimes it's just a reflection, right? Projection that we need to look at. But I need to check, because I'm always in constant communication between the inner and the outer, because I'm here to be love to the best of my ability, and that's not perfection. No, progress. Progress, not perfection. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? It's a lot, you know, and I will. I type it out and put it on the Facebook, so it's more in step-by-step form. This really just came out on paper like an hour ago, in structure where I could present it better. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, Teresa.
No question, but I did want to share that I had an awareness pop in.
Thank you.
that when I'm doubting myself, I'm doubting source.
Yes.
And I've never thought of that before, and that's awesome.
Yes,
so I wanted to share that.
Thank you, Teresa. It's so painful for me now. When I work with people and you know, and they talk negatively about themselves, I'm just, and of course they're unaware, but I know who I am, and I know who you all are. I know who you are. And so when we are talking negatively about ourselves like that, you are betraying yourself. You are, defiling love. And that's why we feel so bad, because we know we're injuring ourselves with all these words. And it doesn't feel good. All that negative self-talk. And so, yeah, Krista.
I think Letka was first.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Like that.
How do we create that symbols, for everything, each and everything? I have hard time, I know symbols, then we can relate to it, right?
Yeah.
It's really a good practice, but souls, I know, crows.
You can create any you want, anything. You can use anything you want. That's how we got the symbols today. So you don't have to use the old symbols if you don't want to. You can use whatever you want. You can use a cartoon character.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Just any symbol, because it's just using an anchor, okay? It's an anchor for that concept of what it is you want. Yeah, because you're using it to talk to your body, your cells. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Krista.
All right, so I love this, and I love the idea of writing out the old vision, because I think that's where I'm getting stuck, is when I try to move into the new. Like today, I had just a horrendous headache all day and nausea, and it was all I was trying to advocate for myself, and all I ended up doing was sitting in bed sick and crying.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, me too. I was very sorry. And I just recognized that was, it was that there's obviously what it feels like is like there's this place that's definitely rooted in my body that my mind wants to race ahead and do what I feel in my heart, and something just gets me. And so what I was wondering was, like, as you're doing the old and the new, it feels like it'll really uncover a lot, but
It will.
how far down the rabbit hole do you go with the old? As you were saying that, you create your old. So I'm curious what you would say
Just
about
to find the pattern. Don't relive stuff. Just to find the
Okay.
pattern. Yeah. Just,
Got it.
like, why do I feel this way? Like, and you'll be able to tell by your body, and, if it, feels good or feels bad, and then just note it if you don't know why. And I can help you find the pattern, because I can look at it and see the pattern as to why that has created a pattern in your life, which is why we do the old and new. And to have it objectively on paper, you can visualize it without the emotional entanglement in it. So you can just see it objectively. When we are in it, and the emotional entanglement come in, we're so triggered, then we can't even really see clearly of what's happening, because we're triggered into the stuff. And so writing it down bypasses the emotional access. And it's a posture. So the body is actually telling you what's happening from the unconscious mind. But I don't want you to go back and relive any of that. No, just write it down, and you can just see the pattern of, like, well, this, because I believe this, well, no wonder I felt awful, or, and now I believe this. Like, wow, look at the difference, because it's the
Well, it's
belief
like
system.
images and understanding kind of float past my mind, but it's something it's like taking the time to ground it, and I think writing will be very effective for that, and just to stop letting it float around and actually kind of get a hold of it, and
That's
choose.
exactly what it does. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll give me the ability to choose. So thank you.
Yeah. And it is important. And when, because our thoughts are directly connected to the feelings in our body, they're instructions. And so it will just bring up those emotions when you're writing it objectively, the body's not triggered. Sometimes not triggered at all, because it's like you're just writing a story. And a lot of our neural networks are blocked because of trauma, old emotions. And so to bypass that, we just go into writing. But I really don't want you to go into all of that, because
Okay.
all we need to do is find the lesson. We don't need to relive any of this. And that's part of what's keeping us stuck.
I'd actually, I mean, just in desperation, because like my glands were swelling, like everything was just like out of control. And in desperation, I like called on, I don't know why, this was so weird. My grandmother on my father's side popped into my head, and it was based on a sound I heard, you know, and when you were talking, I thought about getting a tuning fork, you know, because that's what it is. It's like I feel like I can sense myself vibrating on 17 different levels,
Yeah,
you know, my
exactly.
mind, my heart, my, you know, everything's like all, but they're not vibrating together. They're
Yeah.
kind of going off in different directions. And I called on her because I was just like, you know, obviously this has been going on for a long time. I feel like I'm clearing it out of such a deep place,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Generations.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know, please, like whatever you learned when you got to the other side, you got to send it down. 'Cause I am
She
so done
is.
with this. Yeah,
She is right now. And
Yeah,
the big the big thing that seems to be missed is the body. You know, we have to change the programming of the cells. We have to raise the vibration, because our environment instructs the body. Okay. And the environment of the mind, but our mind is offline all the time. It's not on the now. So then our body is running the show. It's being triggered all over. And so you could have a clear mind and know what you want, and, you know, understand, oh, I see the lesson, but the body's just going to pull you back in. I mean,
that's been my biggest thing. And I'll just end with this. I won't, you know, I want
Yeah.
to let everybody else have a chance if they want to. But when you had said something about Earth University, I thought, well, that doesn't resonate for me. And I was like, art school.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. It's like right now I'm in a place where I want to take the purity of what I feel in my heart and in my soul, and actually bring it down into the physical and create from that place
Yeah.
my body, my life, my physical reality. And that's where it's like it comes down and then it like shoots off into 17 different disharmonic directions.
Yes, that's
It
exactly
feels
what's
like,
happening. That's
yeah.
exactly what's happening, actually, because we have to embody it. We have to embody it, meaning reprogram the cells, raise the vibration, so that we're in
thank you.
harmony. So, yeah.
I really appreciate this.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey Beth, can I
Yes,
go
absolutely.
back to the question that Leica asked in terms of how do you create images?
Please.
And there is an exercise that I'd like to do just to kind of give everybody you know, an example of how you might do this. So human beings, right, we get a lot going on, and we have this thing called a memory, and in our conscious mind we can remember somewhere between 5 to 7 things simultaneously. Lots of studies done to show that. If I give you a shopping list of 10 things, chances are if we went out and shopped, each of us would come back with somewhere between 5 to 7 things on that list. It's rare to find somebody that would have the capability of remembering all 10 things. So I remember going to a class one time and they were helping us kind of reimagine how our memory works, right? And so what I'm going to do, don't use pen and paper. That would be cheating your conscious memory for this exercise. So avoid writing it down. If you do, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to give you 10 things and I'm going to see if you can remember it. Now, the idea is to remember it in the order and to see how many you can remember. Okay. So everybody take a nice deep breath. Here we go. So gun, shoe, tree, door, hive, sticks, heaven, gate, mine, hen. So I would ask if you want to come off of mute and tell me how many of those you can recollect. So we'll start with Leica because she was asking for images, right? So Leica, how many of those would do you think you could recollect?
Gun shoot, heaven, 10. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay.
I have.
Anybody
Yes,
else
sir.
want to take a go? Have a shot?
I only got one more than that. I got heaven gate, hen, shoe, gun.
But
Okay.
you wrote it down. We're not supposed to write it down, right?
No,
We're
no, no.
supposed to
After,
go-
after,
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
it
got
was
it.
after.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So that
Okay.
was all. That was the only ones that I remembered.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that most people either they were not wanting to participate or they don't want to come out and say what they're thinking. But let me show you like how you can use imagery to help you remember everything. Okay.
Okay.
And it works with a very simple proposition, which is that our minds are very good at creating what's called associations. So every single thing that I told you actually rhymes with a number. So 1 is gun, shoe is 2, tree is 3, door is 4, hive is 5, sticks is 6, heaven is 7, right? 8, gate is 8, mine is 9, and hen is 10. So if you can associate something that rhymes with what it is you're looking to do, you're more likely to remember it. So how do you create an image? Create it in rhyme, because we all learn as children, we learn rhymes, right? We learn nursery rhymes. And so our minds are actually very flexible. And so when we create something that rhymes with whatever it is that we're attempting to remember, we're more likely to remember it. So I wanted to kind of share that with you, and hopefully that helps you create some images and set it in there. And for the rest of you, it might help your memory.
Thanks, Raj.
Sure.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's how I taught my kids the capitals in the states. I remember that. Okay. That's really interesting. So I think we'll do this experiment. Jana, did you want to say something?
Oh, I just it just occurred to me. I think we were talking about this the other day, Beth. There's like certain things I can't memorize for anything, but I can remember my favorite lyrics to a song that I loved when I was 4 years old, from front to back, and that's probably a lot having to do with the rhyming. Correct? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, and you're in the programming. That's like a really big part of the programming phase. But yeah. Mhm. Okay, so this is good, Ben. I think we'll do this little exercise, and then I'm going to do auto suggestion exercise. Okay. So this was great, Raj, and I did this with Noelle in her group on Saturday, and it was really powerful. And I think Zena does. I think Zena, this is maybe how you do it with your horses, with your animals. And I work with people in nature too, and so I use metaphor when I'm working all the time. And so there's an exercise that was called looking for Mrs Mumbly. Okay. And what you have to do is you have to just create a story, and it's just a little fairy tale story. And so we can say, I'm looking for Mrs. Mumbly. Has anybody seen Mrs. Mumbly? I've looked for her wherever, whatever, and just make up a little story, 3 or 4 sentences. And that's a good exercise for the mind, like what Raj just said. And it was wonderful in how to exercise, to move your mind in a different pattern of thinking. Okay, and Jana's great at this. She does all these kids' books. And I'm going to have classes on this too, because we're going to talk about changing your speech, the speech patterns, and speaking from lack and all that stuff. So does anybody want to play this? This will be really good. We're going to play this. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm going to start, and then I'm going to hand it off to a person. And if you don't want to participate, then you don't have to. You can just not answer if you don't have your camera on, or you can say pass if you want to if you don't have you can say pass if you don't want to. So this will help you change the flow of your thinking using your imagination. so you can create new patterns. Okay. Okay. And what you have to do is Mrs. Mumbly, you have no teeth. Okay. So you have to try to talk with your lip go like that. Okay. Because it's going to be childlike and fun. Okay. It's funny. Okay. Has anybody seen Mrs. Mumbly? I've been looking for Mrs. Mumbly everywhere. She borrowed $10 from me last week, and I need to buy some eggs, and I need that money. So could you tell me where Mrs. Mumbly is? Because I can't find her. Jana, where's Mrs. Mumbly?
Well, now I haven't seen that Miss Mumbly around here for a long time. I think she might have got arrested. Oh, Ross, have you seen Miss Mumbly?
Well, I believe I saw her walking down the street the other day. I just saw her from the back, so not quite sure if that was her exactly, but I saw her walking down the street the other day. That's the best I got. Teresa, how about you? Have you seen Mrs. Mumbly?
I've
thought-
not seen Mrs. Mumbly. Mumbly. Oh, well, maybe in a tree. Mrs. Mumbly is a mystery. Mumbly, Bumbly. Krista, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly?
You know, somebody was looking for her just the other day. And I think Noelle asked me about her. But I've been getting my toes worked on. So I've been in the toe shop all day. And Miss Mumbly was nowhere. So she might be somewhere else shopping. That's what I think. Jill, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly?
You're muted, honey. Unmute, sweetheart. Jill? Can't hear you.
Turn up the volume, maybe.
Yeah, because she's not muted.
I think Mrs. Mumbly stole her voice, so I think we're going to have to go to the next person. Kathy, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly?
Oh,
Huh.
I haven't seen Miss Mumbly either, but you know, she likes music and she likes to move. So she likes to get muddy too. So she might be dancing to the music in the mud because y'all can't find her and she might be out back and it's been raining.
All right. Cece, did you see Mrs. Mumbly? No, Cece, you're not going to participate? Did you see Mrs. Mumbly? Oh, she can't talk. She's Mrs. Mumbly. Oh my gosh. Rob, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly, Rob? Oh, Rob, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly? I think that was about Martina, and you see Mrs. Mumbly? I think it's the middle of the night for Martina. She was in Amsterdam, so maybe not. Alicia, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly? Nope. Oh, Faye Marie, have you seen Mrs. Mumbly?
Well, I think so. I think I saw her going down the street the other day and she didn't have any clothes on. And she had a can of English peas in her hand. And I saw the police officer arrest her for stealing the English peas. And she said that somebody had stolen her clothes and she just was real confused.
She needs to renew her mind and she will be better. Give her my Zoom address or my email and I will talk to her.
But shouldn't she find her clothes before she comes on to the Zoom
No,
call?
I don't care. I'm love. I love everybody, club or not.
Get your shit together, Mrs. Mumbly.
Zena, are you available? Nope. Okay, we love you, Zena. All right, that is fun, and that's what we need. We just got a big, huge dose of good vibes. Do you feel it? Everybody's laughing, right? That's good vibes. We need to fun and play. Those laughter, smiling, those are just super high vibrations, and that will. I feel good. You look pretty good, Krista. You're smiling. Okay, that was good, and that is and you know, sometime when Jenna's ready, she's just has these amazing stories. Or you should read her books. She's beautiful. And so, and I think maybe Zena uses metaphor. I didn't really quite understand what she did when she works with her animals, but I think I understand now. And so that's a really powerful way to help people renew their minds. Okay, so now I'm going to do, well, I'm going to just tell you so this stuff, I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to be at my son's visiting. And so you have 2 weeks to work on this stuff. And I really want you to take it seriously, because if you do this all the way, you don't have to do it again. Okay, you take it seriously, put time and effort into it. You have 2 weeks to really feel into it, really decide what feels right for you, what identity, what feels right for you, and how does that feel in my body. Okay, and we will be working too on the language, and then the thoughts, patterns, and the body, raising the cellular vibration, lots of sound healing, all of those techniques too, so we can align all of our energetic bodies so we're on the same vibration. And so right now I'm going to do an auto suggestion practice. Oh, Jill, I didn't ask you again. Here, I love you. I forgot to come back to you. An auto suggestion practice, and I'm going to run through it. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up a feeling that you want to get rid of. Okay, and the feeling doesn't necessarily have to be attached to a memory. Just some way that you feel that you don't want to feel anymore. Okay, and what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to just talk you through it right now before we do it, so you know what we're doing. So you're going to pull up the feeling in your body, in your mind, come up, okay, and then I want you to scan your body, and where is that in your body? Okay, and then I want you to point to where it is in your body. So where does that feeling that you don't want to feel reside in your body, and point to that in your body, okay? And then as you're doing it, you're going to have your eyes closed, and you're going to be inside, okay? So you're working on the inside. And then as you're doing this, then I want you to pretend there's a picture floating just outside of your body, okay? And you're going to have your eyes closed still. So the picture is floating outside of your body. And then the picture is going to have some kind of symbolic representation of that feeling. Okay? And it can be anything, again. So a symbol of what that feeling looks like. And it's floating outside of you, okay, in a picture. And then you're going to take your hand, still while your eyes are closed, so it's all working inside, and you're going to put a frame around that picture. So you're going to draw a frame with your hand. That's a posture, right? And the symbol is a posture in your mind. So you're going to draw a frame around that picture, okay? And then you're going to put two hands on either side of the frame, and you're going to make it bigger, side to side, and smaller, okay? And you're going to feel how it feels, okay? Where does it feel better? What size? Does it feel bigger or smaller? And then you're going to put where it feels good, okay? And then you're going to pull on the frame and pull it forward and backward. And where it feels good to you, like where it feels right. That's right where it is, okay? And then you're going to leave it there. And then you're going to use your finger, and draw another frame just outside of that picture. Okay, so a second frame that's like empty frame that's surrounding that picture. Okay, and then, and this is all inside, remember, imagination. And then on the bottom of that frame, you're going to feel, and there's going to be a dial. And you're going to turn the dial all the way to the right. And that empty frame is going to go all the way white now. It's going to be covering the frame and the symbol behind it. So it's going to be white. And then you're going to feel how that feels when it's white. And then you're going to turn it all the way to the left. And it's going to be black. And you're going to feel how it feels to be black. And you're going to put it on which one feels better too. Okay, white or black. And you turn the dial. Okay. And then you are going to, so the frame will be white or black. And then you're going to use your finger. And in gold lettering, you're going to write on the frame the lesson that you need to keep, that's attached to that feeling. Okay. And let your hand just write whatever. You're not thinking about it, it's just going to write. Some people write a word, some people draw a picture, some people draw squiggles, some people draw for 20 minutes, some people draw for 5 minutes, some people draw for 3 seconds. You can draw and you draw and you write and you write and you write until it's complete. Okay. And where I'm going to say we're only keeping the lesson. We're only keeping the lesson. Everything else is go. We don't need anything else. We're only keeping the lesson. We don't need those feelings. We don't need that anymore. We're only keeping the lesson. And you're going to be writing and writing, writing. Okay. And then when you feel complete, and you're going to feel it in your body. Okay. It feels complete. Like it's all out, all the lessons out. Okay. It's good. Okay. And you're going to feel it. And then you're going to take the size of the frame and you're going to pull it inwards to it's the size of a postage stamp. Okay, and you're going to hold it in your dominant hand. And then you're going to run it over the top of your head, up the meridian of your head, and you're going to throw it behind you. And you're just going to watch it in your mind's eye, going and going and going and going and going and going and going for eons and eons and going and going and going and going and going and going until you know it's completely gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. It's gone. And you're going to feel in your body that it's gone. It's gone. Okay. And then you are going to take the sound of a hammer, like in your mind, and just hammer it down. Hammer it and hammer it and hammer it. Hammer it for as long as you need to. Hammer it until you feel, it's got to feel like it's completely hammered, completely closed, and it's never coming back. Okay. It's gone. Okay. It's all about the feeling. Feel it. And when it feels like it's gone, okay, then stop. And then we're going to recheck if we can re-experience that feeling. Okay. And sometimes people need to do it again with just a new image. Okay. Some people it's gone on the first time. Some people they need to redo it again. Just depends. And I need you to stand up and do this though, because we need to have a standing posture. And I'm going to talk you through it. Okay, Jana, yes?
I love this exercise. It was kind of fast, the instructions, so I'm
Okay.
having, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do it slow. It was just,
Okay.
I'm going to talk you through it,
Thank
and
you
I'm
so
going to do it slowly so that you can all feel into that. Okay, because it's not going to be rushed. Because it's got to be feelings. Okay, it's got to be in the feeling. So we're going in the body, the mind in the body inside. Okay. Okay. So you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to pull up a feeling that you don't want to feel anymore. And it doesn't have to be attached to a memory. It might be, you might have to have the memory to get the feeling. Okay. And you're going to pull it up. And you're going to scan your body. And you're going to point to where that feeling is in your body. So you're going to actually touch the part of your body where that is. Okay. And now, in your mind's eye, imagine there's a picture floating outside of you. And that picture is going to be a representation of that feeling that you're touching in your body. And it can be anything. It's just a symbol, representation of that. Okay. I'm going to give you a few minutes, 2 seconds to pull up the picture, and it's floating outside of you. Okay. And now I'm going to take your hand and outline it. We're going to put a frame around that picture. a black frame around the picture. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, you're right. A black frame around the picture. Okay. Teresa, it's in the air, Teresa. Put your hand out away from it, Teresa. Yeah, the picture's outside of you floating. So frame of the picture. Yes. And now grab each side of the frame with your hands. Okay? And you're going to pull it out sideways and pull it in and out sideways, make it bigger and smaller until it feels right for you. And feel it in your body. It feels good at this size. And then you're going to take the frame and you're going to pull it towards you and push it away from you. And you're going to put it where it feels right for you. So it's feeling in the body where it feels right. You're connecting to your command center in the body. This is where it feels right. Okay. And then you're going to draw another frame around that whole picture, an empty frame. And on the bottom of the frame, there's a dial. Feel for the dial on the frame, the new empty frame. And turn the dial all the way to the right. And so the frame is white now, and it's blocking the picture behind it. And feel it. How does that feel in your body, the white? And then turn all the way to the left, and it's black. It's black. And how does it feel in the body? Which one feels better? And put it to the one that feels right to you. And when you have it right, and take your finger, and in gold sparkling letters, you're going to draw the lesson, write the lesson. Okay, we just need the lesson. We only need the lesson. We only need the lesson, and just let your hand, your posture, your body is posturing right in the lesson. You don't need to think about it. We're just writing the lesson. And write the lesson however it comes out. It doesn't matter. You're writing the lesson. We're only keeping the lesson, and everything else goes. We don't need anything else but the lesson. We only need the lesson, and we're only going to keep the lesson. Everything else goes. Everything. We don't need anything else except the lesson. We have learned the lesson, and we are fine. Everything else goes. We only need the lesson, and we're only keeping the lesson. Only keeping the lesson. Lesson. And I'm just watching you. Okay, you can write as long as you want. So you feel it, that it's complete. You have the whole lesson, and everything else is gone. We don't need anything else, just the lesson, because we've learned the lesson, and it's good. We don't need anything behind the lesson. We don't need the feelings. We don't need the story. We don't need the images. We have the lesson. It's complete. We have the lesson, and some gold letters on that frame. And when it's complete, feel in your body when it's complete, and then you can stop. For the longest time as you need, because we only are keeping the lesson. We don't need anything else. Only the lesson. That's all we need is the lesson. That's all we need is the lesson. And your body will know it's finished. Your body will start writing. Those of you who are still writing, keep writing. Keep writing. And I will continue when you're done. So you just keep writing. Okay. Those of you who are done writing, take the frame on either side and make it small, the size of a postage stamp, and put it in your dominant hand. And then run it over your head and right in your head and let it go behind you. It's going and going and going. Keep writing, Cece, Fingery. If you're still writing, anybody who's writing, keep writing, because you need the lesson. But the other ones are going. Watch it go. It's going and 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 going until you feel it in your body that it's going. And then hammer it shut until it's gone. And anybody who's still writing, keep writing. If you're hammering it, use the sound of the hammer inside you. Okay.
Mm.
Mhm. And if you're done, if you're just completing now, are you complete, Susie? You're just completing now, okay, then take the frame and make it small, the size of a postage stamp. Shrink it down and make it small. Okay, it's the size of a postage stamp and it's in your dominant hand. And you're going to run it over the meridian, top meridian of your head, and you're going to let it go behind you. And it's going and going and going and going and going and going. It's going and going and going. It's gone. It's gone. It's millions of years ago. It's gone. It's gone. It's all the way gone until you know and you feel in your body that's gone. And when it feels gone, it feels like it's gone. Then use the sound of the hammer in your head and pound it sharp. Make that sound. Imagine that sound in your mind, in your body. Feel it in your body. And pound it shut until it's complete. Pound it and pound it and pound it and pound it and pound it until you feel in your body that it's complete and it's closed and it's gone and it's over and we have the lesson and it's done. And when you're done, see if you can evoke that feeling. Can you pull up that one? It's just muscle memory testing. Let me know how it feels. Jen, go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, that was really intense and good. So I realized where, you know, the feeling was coming from my guts. And when you asked where it belonged, it was, you know, or where would it, you know, to put it somewhere, I put it in my heart and instantly had this clearing because that emotion didn't belong anywhere but in my heart. Do you know what I'm saying? It was kind of that disconnection that I would have from my feelings or how I shut, you know, shut my heart or sometimes my love down when I'm in a state of fear. And so I, you know, putting that feeling and that it was a little me as a little child into my heart, just kind of, it just shifted everything. It shifted the feeling and gave me a big release.
Can you evoke that feeling in your body now? Does it feel something that you don't want to feel?
Before, no, not at all. NLP is lovely. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Kristen?
So mine was self-destructive, self-hatred. And the lesson I got was that the hatred and darkness have no power other than what I give it, and to love it all. And so when I put it out and smashed with a hammer, it was like all this energy, you know, exploded like an atomic bomb, like all the energy that I had given it that was just all crunched up, you know, was like released. And yes, I can feel it still. But it feels less powerful, like not less powerful. I feel safe in its presence. Like I could feel it like, oh yeah, I don't have to give you power anymore.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You can do it again. Just drop a new picture and do it again until it's completely gone.
Okay.
Yes, but that's wonderful. That's beautiful. And you can do it now, anytime. You can do it again. Does anybody else want to share? Cece, did it work for you? You can just raise your hand. Did it that lessen the feeling, Cece? A little? Okay. Mhm. Anybody else have any good positives?
I still feel it a little bit.
Mhm.
It shifted. It shifted in my body.
No, you want to do it again? Let's do it
It
again.
was, well, I think I'll try it again this evening.
Yeah, no, yeah, you do it. You do it. Mhm. Mhm.
But it shifted in my gut to my hand.
Wow, that's interesting.
But that it also shifted to my left hand, which is my feminine side, my mother's side. So
Mhm.
that has a message in there for me.
Yes. Mhm. Yes.
So
You
yeah,
really just, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trish.
that's
I'm
just
sorry.
something I need to look more into. I'm realizing that I need to look more into it. So I'll do that.
Yeah. But remember, we really just need to find the lesson. Okay. So you don't need to relive the experiences. Those are the things that keep us stuck. You need to find the lesson, what it is you're learning from that. And then you need to get it out of the body. Okay. So you're recoding your body. Okay? Your body is a biological computer. So we're changing the programming. And we have to learn the lessons. We're here to learn and grow. So it's essential that we find the lesson. You know, and that comes with the pattern too. And any of you that need to talk about that, I can do that with you too. And I don't charge any money. So if you need to find the pattern, then talk about things that come up. I'm more than happy to help you. Okay. Jenna?
I was just curious if anybody had kind of a shift of what the feeling started off with, because I noticed like mine started off with anger, and then when I put it from my stomach, in my stomach it was anger, and when I put it into my heart, it was hurt. You know what it was? It wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurting my heart. But it was sadness, and I could feel, you know, the love in it instead of, you know, but it was just interesting. But somewhere between getting from there was a I was just wondering if people went through a series of one emotion to get to a different emotion that was like you were saying. Are you saying, Krista, that you that you and Teresa, that you got to a different emotional state to it, so it's not that it's completely gone, but it's shifted into something that you're comfortable with, and that um that feels more like love than that it started off with?
For me, the image that I'd originally created didn't change. It felt like I changed in relationship to it. So where it was like this big scary character, all of a sudden I shifted and felt more powerful. So it wasn't that it changed, it was that you ever deal with somebody who you're kind of intimidated by, and then once you feel a little bit more confident, they don't look as angry and they don't look as, but it's not that I don't think that they changed, it's just that you feel less intimidated.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like the image changed so much as that I changed my relationship to it.
Okay, exactly. Awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. That's wonderful. Kathy?
Am I unmuted? Okay. So Jen, I had the anger, and then I started to get in touch with the hurt, and the hurt is underneath the anger. And I'm gonna do it again with hurt, I think. Because yeah, I know I didn't get it all. You know, this has been like a lifelong pattern, but underneath anger usually is the hurt. And I know that hurt is a broken expectation, because if I had no expectations on anyone, then I wouldn't be hurt. So I know that that's my lesson for the hurt. So that kind of helped me go from the anger through the hurt. So, but I'm going to do it again. But I like, Beth, how you keep saying, don't relive, you know, all the stuff that's happened, just get the lesson. I mean, I have not had that perspective. And, you know, this year I've been like so caught up in like trying to remember stuff, finally trying to slow down enough to deal with things. And, oh, you have to, you know, to me, I can't
Yeah.
feel everything. So I love this idea. I just get the lesson and then be done with it. And it's stories, be done with it. So
Yeah.
I love
Problem
that. Thank you for
is the
keeping
procedure.
reminding. I keep
Yes, and it is the procedural memory, like this stuck in the body. And so it needs to complete, it needs to be completed. It needs to have the end result and find the lesson, and then it can go. But we've been just, resisting it for so long. And this is a way to do it objectively without all the emotional entanglement. And I just help people from now forward. Then I look at the pattern so we can see the pattern and how it's reflected in me now so we can understand yourself and why it is that we're doing the things we're doing, not because we're messed up. It's just because the pattern has now become our adult personality, and the way we think and perceive is all from that. And so because we create with our thoughts, emotions, and focus of attention, and we're trying to get rid of limiting beliefs as, I'm flawed. I personally find that when we are incessantly telling people they need a breakthrough, you're just reinforcing the limiting belief that I'm flawed, and then having them relive the experience associated fully. We are reinforcing it in a way. And so I don't do that.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Kathy. Go ahead, Kathy.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've been putting myself through hell this year doing that. And it's like, how come I don't feel better? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this the rest of my life. I've lived most of my life.
That's exactly why. And people,
One
just,
little suggestion.
yeah.
I did something similar for Noel, and well, not similar, but identifying a part of your body and then the earliest memory of that, and then identifying the feeling. But we just rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So like I may have gone from a 10 to a 5 doing this, so I know I still need to do it again, and it doesn't have to be
I can do it again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, it can be all gone. It will be all gone. It will. And so, because emotions, we label them as good or bad. Okay. And so it's taking the label off the experience. Okay. So when the emotion comes up now, it's not labeled as good or bad. Okay. And so it's just finding the lesson in that experience. So it's not like you won't experience the emotion again. It just won't have that label, the energetic signature, the label, and that will trigger your mind back into the past and trigger the body's perceptions into the past. And so we have to take the body with us. We can't create without the body. And,
so when you started doing this, did you like every time you felt an uncomfortable feeling, or like for me it's tightness in my throat, I don't feel like my speaking, I guess, or understood or whatever. I got to work with that one. But anyway, did you feel like every time you started to have a discomfort in your body, oh, what is that? And you had to go back and just like keep stopping and spend your day trying to do it when you first started?
I just made a little, I just did it myself. I didn't have anyone to guide me. Well, I did. I had lots of beautiful souls to guide me, beings. And so I just formed my own system because I realized that my body was triggering me back into the programming. So I needed to stay awake so I could recognize that my body was triggering. And so then I had reassociated it in my body. And I think actually for me, because I have had so much pain in my body, some people, they would dissociate from it, but because it was there, I was always aware of my body and the pain and the feeling in my body. And so, and I did a lot of integration work with it too, with the sound healing and everything. But when I got triggered, like I would just be out and I would get triggered and I would feel it in my body and I would just immediately pause because stop, what's going on here? Okay, what's happening? And because I didn't want to project anything out, I only went within so I could see what was happening. And I would look would feel in my body and I would feel those feelings and I would just change in the language. My body is afraid, not I'm afraid. My body is afraid. Okay. And then I look at my thoughts and mine always said, run, run, run. And my whole life I ran inside instead of running away. And I saw my thoughts and I'm like, oh, wow, look at those thoughts. So I'm not my thoughts. I'm looking at my thoughts. Wow, yeah, somebody's scared. And then I would look down at the ground. So I'm in the now. Okay, I'm in the now. This is where I am right now. And then I would put my hand on my heart. So that's the somatic touch. I'm connecting with my body. And I would slow my breathing. Okay, because that is a communication with the body. The somatic, the posture, the hand on the heart, the breathing. Okay, I look at my field of observation. Okay, there's no one about to kill me. Then clearly I'm in an illusion. Because why is my body afraid? Why am I thinking these thoughts if nothing's happening? Okay, and I would look and I would say, okay, and we don't know a lot of times what it is because we're offline, and so the unconscious mind is doing the perceiving for us, and it's dividing it from its data bank that is based on the past. Okay, and so yeah, so if I would look and see if I could find out what the trigger was, and like just for easy example, somebody like there'd be someone talking really loudly, especially if it was a man talking really loudly. And I'd be like, oh, that's that man. And then I would see like, oh, what is my mind saying about that? And it would be saying, you know, run, or it would usually, he's bad. Like, you know, I'd be defining him as he's an idiot or something like that. And so I'm recognizing, okay, that's not true. He's speaking, he's passionate about whatever it is he's speaking. That's about him, not about me. Okay. And then I would evoke a feeling of love within me, of gratitude, of joy. And I used a old memory, a feel-good memory. I made a list of all the feel-good memories that I could come up with. And usually I went to the birth of my children, to that moment of awe of having that child. And so that I could easily, with that picture in my mind of that moment, I could easily raise the vibration in my body. And so in that moment, what I was doing was pause, reflect inward. What's happening? What's my body is afraid. I wonder why my body's afraid. Oh, my thoughts are saying run, run, run. Oh, geez, it's afraid. What is it afraid of? I look out here. There's nothing out here. Well, we're in an illusion then. It's a misperception. It's not real. I look at the ground. Okay, I'm in the now. I look at the ground. And then slow my breathing because I'm communicating with my body. And I will always just say, we're okay, it's safe, I love you, I'm in control. And then I would be pulling up that picture in my mind of my child being born and feel in that. So I'm instructing my body to create those good feelings. In the moment when I was doing that, I was changing the emotional signature on that trigger. And I did it over and over and over and over. And you can do it like in 3 seconds. And then within 4 months, it was just done. It was done. But I did it incessantly. And I put posters all over my house. I brought up on my hand a black Sharpie in my car because I had to stay awake and aware out of the programming so I could see what's happening. And that's the most challenging part for people because people work, people have kids, you know, and it can be done. I didn't. My kids are grown and out of the house, and I wasn't working. I was very sick, but I just couldn't do it anymore, you know. And for some reason, well, I know why I couldn't die because I'm supposed to be here talking to you guys, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, I was just done. I couldn't figure out. I was just said, all right, clearly there's a reason I'm supposed to be here. And so I fought just as hard. I decided to fight just as hard to live as I did to die. And it was work, but I'm amazing. I love my life. I love myself. And there's no way I could have said that, you know, a few years ago. And all of you are worth it. The effort, okay? You're putting effort into love, into yourself. You need to invest in yourself. That is the best investment you will ever make in the totality of creation because you are the creator of your reality. And everything will line up for you because we're not moving anywhere, okay? The universe, reality is molding itself around us. And it will just line stuff up. And when you are in alignment with the divine energies, it's fast. And that's how you feel when I raise my vibration. And so my body, which is my instrument, is the same vibration of nature, which is the divine, and it's unchanging vibration. Now I get to feel myself as the sky, and I get to feel myself as the trees. I get to feel myself as you. When I'm with you, I experience what you're feeling inside of me. But now I get to experience myself as the sky. The most amazing, and everything talks to you because you're in the same vibration. And then all the synchronicities they're just constant. And it's a different language. Each dimension has the same phrases, words, but they have different meanings because it's thought, because it's defined from a different mind. And that's what you're doing now. You're renewing your mind. So you're looking from the eyes of, I am love. My creator is love. I am one with my creator. I am made in the image of my creator. My creator is love. I am love. My essence is love. I'm here in this beautiful place to learn and to grow. I'm not here to collect things or make a lot of money or to be important. And all of those are wonderful if that's what you want. But that's not why I'm here. And I can have desires and create them. But I am here to grow me, to learn to be loved, to create with energy. And we can create with high vibrational energy, and we're creating with a lot of low vibrational energy. And these are the results out here. And it's all for reasons of lessons. And this being veiled is a normal part, evolution of a creation. We have just been stuck here a long time because of some very dark forces that are using us as batteries. And we are, it's over, it's done, it's complete, it's finished. And know that, be that, say that. It's over, it's done, it's complete, it's finished. It's done, it's done, it's done. We are in the 5D, we are in a new human paradigm that's based on love, compassion, unity, cooperation, understanding, joy, bliss, love. Who's talking? Kathy, did you want to say something? No? Okay. Are you okay?
Who are you talking to?
You, are you okay? You had your hand up. Do you want to say something?
Oh, my hand was up from
Okay.
before.
Okay.
I grabbed down a couple nuggets that I had heard before. That when you said that the only reason we're still in this is because when we're in negative energy, we're feeding the dark sources. And the more people like come into the light, then the more we grow into the new, how the world was intended to be, right? So
Yeah.
I've never thought about it that way, about the energy feeding the dark sources, but I get that. So that was really cool. That was breakthrough.
A lot of people don't, they're just, people are very caught up in what's happening, and they're not saying it's not. But
Yeah.
I cannot sit and watch that stuff all day long. Number one, it's an addiction. We get addicted to the stress hormones, and then we are not in life at all. Okay.
Right.
And number two, I am not going to give it my energy because I'm feeding it, and I'm the one that's keeping it alive. And people don't understand that. And of course they can't if they don't have any of this information. So I'm aware of what's happening, but I don't immerse in it anymore because I immerse all my energy into this now, because this is the way. This is really, truly the way that we can change things, because we're creators. When we clear ourselves, we clear the field, and we birth forth a new creation, one of unity and individuality, and it's beautiful. I live there already, and so do all of you. We're just waking up to seeing it. and experiencing it. All right. Anybody else have anything? And if somebody wants to stay, and I'll do the auto suggestion with them again. Oh, Jana.
I just had a quick thing about next Monday. If,
Mhm.
if you wouldn't mind
Thank you.
writing this down, we're gonna have some playtime, and we might have a surprise guest, a mystery guest. But
Mhm.
we're gonna play with we're gonna play, and we're gonna play around with, if you were a musical instrument, which one would you be? And it can be, of course, your voice, vocals, or what instrument would you be? Why would you be that instrument? And if you like, finding even a minute of a particular song that you've always, that really speaks to you and that you really identify with, to share with us, because we want to listen to what you would sound like if you were a song, and just kind of play with that. So if you could bring that with you next Monday, that would be amazing. I love all of you. And Beth, damn girl, that you brought, that was unbelievably amazing. And I just got a whole other level, and I appreciate you very much. And I think we should bring Mrs. Mumbles to our family meetings to
Yes.
conflict resolution.
This is where, Jan, I just didn't have time to explain it to you. And then, we're all in our stuff, but you have such a gift at this, because what you just said, let's practice, and everybody pick an instrument. That's practice at creating a new mind from a new character or new, essence. My essence is I'm a flute, and so that's what we need, because we need this practice. And so as you are defining and creating who and what you are, and looking at the old mind and the new mind, it's practice, and we need this. So everything's from the inside out. We don't create a new reality by moving anything out here. It's all from within. This is the reflection. This is the movie projector, okay? And this is the screen. Well, we don't change the screen. We put a new film in. We put a new film in with the new reels, with a new genre and a new identity, and then it's projected from the body that is in tune with that film, and then we create the beautiful movie out there. And so that's why it's so important to not rehearse the past, and that's practice. But it works. I'm living proof. It works, and I love you all, and we all deserve it. That is your birthright, our birthright, to experience joy and love. And I love you all so much, so much.
Thank you so much. We love you too. That
Thank
Janet expressed so eloquently what I think a lot of us are really feeling. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for doing this. There's so much clarity, and you have all I have stacks of books, and I barely read one in the start reading one in the morning's gone, but you just kind of pulled it all in and pulled it together, with all the pieces. So I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. And that was just written about an hour before we started, so it's just flowing through to you. It's for you. It's all for you, for us. And this isn't new information, but it is written down. I was having trouble organizing it so that I could, and so it just did it for us. And that's how much the divine loves us. That much. It's doing its best to help us, and it is. And I know everybody's experiencing a lot of pain right now, and I validate that, because we are being squished through the birth canal, and all of our stuff's coming out, and it doesn't feel good. And but we're going to get through this together, you guys. I am present for you, and there are other people here that are present for you. And so call me. I love you.
She means that. She means it.
I
Call
do.
her.
I do. Cece, are you good? Okay. All right. I love you guys. And I'll write the auto suggestion thing down too. You can do it yourself. You can do it with other people. It's really easy, and it works. I used it. And I was doing it differently, but it's essentially the same thing. So, all right. Bye. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Love
I
you.
love you.
You
And
Love
do your homework.
everyone.
Do your homework. Do your homework. Write your stuff out. You got 2 weeks to really think into it, and then we'll discuss it when I get back. Okay. All right.
Love, love, love.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
downstairs.
Bye.
Mwah.